Hello everyone, welcome to Guru Schools, an online training and consulting company. Here in Guru Schools, we empower individuals like you to unlock their full potentials and achieve their goals. I'm thrilled to introduce myself and provide you with an overview of our company and the Salesforce development course, which we'll be going to offer in order to enhance your career. Hi, my name is Sumit, and I'm a Salesforce subject matter expert with Guru Schools, with a passion for education and a commitment to lifelong learning. In Guru Schools, we have created a platform that brings quality training right at your fingertips. Before I move ahead and give you an overview about the Salesforce development training program we are going to offer, let me give you a company overview. At Guru Schools, we offer a comprehensive selections of online courses and training programs designed to meet the need of individuals at every step of their personal and professional development. The Guru Schools was founded with a mission to support our inclusive community, provide training and placement services. At Guru Schools, we mainly focus on career guided employment oriented IT trainings with real time simulated project experience and consulting services. Our virtual classroom provides a dynamic and interactive learning environment where you can engage with experts, instructors, and fellow learners from around the world, especially from America and Canada. At Guru Schools, our team of experienced professionals and subject matter experts are dedicated to deliver high quality content that is both engaging and practical. And at Guru Schools, we also offer hands on exercises, real world case studies, and practical assignments are an integral part of our course, ensuring that you acquire the skills and knowledge you need to succeed. And at the end, along with this, we also help towards vendor interview preparation and clients interview preparation and ongoing project supports, which helps you to prepare towards working in, especially in corporate America. So that's about the Guru Schools. Now let's talk about the six pillars, which is a very unique feature, and this makes Guru School different from the other companies. First of all, we will be offering an instructor-led training. It's a 6-week instructor-led training program, which gives you a good overview on the respective technology. For example, if you want to enroll for a particular training program, so 6 weeks will be getting a free training and along with the interview preparation. Once you complete the training, once your 6 weeks or 8 weeks or your training will be completed, we will be going to offer you the certificate or diploma certificate on the successful completion of training program. Along with that, we also help in resume preparation, which requires balls and with wish list for successful career. So we'll help you, will guide you in your resume preparation, or our subject matter expert will guide you in your preparing the resumes based on that particular subject. Later on, we'll be helping you in the interview preparation, which help you to prepare towards interview with our vendors. Then we'll also have a client interview. We'll prepare you for the client interview and the job assistant. And also, if we also offer the ongoing project support and technical assistant up to 6 months. And can it be extended? Yes, it can be extended based on requirement. So these are the six unique pillars of Guru Schools, as I mentioned, that which makes it different, which makes it unique and different from other companies. Now, this is about the Salesforce developers 9-week content, and this is specifically designed for the US and the Canada candidates. And these are the that's a 6-week course content where we'll be starting from the Apex, then we'll move on to the DML operations, SOQL operations, and SOSL statements, the methods, the OOPS concepts, the triggers, the test classes, the basics of triggers, and FX triggers. Especially will focus more with the triggers because triggers is an automation which helps in automating the function, which helps in automating the concept. So we'll be focusing more with this along with the all other concepts and the test classes because at the end of the day when we would like to deploy the when we would like to deploy the apex classes or our triggers, our apex classes from sandbox to the production, the test classes will be very much required because without creating test classes it will fail. So we'll be going to work with the test classes, and at the end, in the ninth week, we will be working, we'll be helping you or we'll be preparing you for the interview along with some questions. And yes, we'll also give you a guidance on certification program also within ninth week. So, and in order to enroll for this training program, in order to enroll for the Salesforce development training program, we will be expecting that you are comfortable with the Salesforce admin terminology. You are familiar with the Salesforce admin knowledge, or you have already gained the Salesforce admin knowledge. So the topic I'm going to take up in today's presentation is the triggers. And let me explain about the triggers. What are triggers? And then I'll give you an example that I'll show you practically that how do we create triggers in Salesforce. Why I decided to take this topic in today's session because as you can see, trigger is an essential part of our training. So basically, we'll be using triggers a lot, especially in week 5 and week 6. We'll be using triggers, and even in we'll be going to create the test classes for triggers. So trigger is an essential part of our Salesforce platform. So what are triggers? Basically, the triggers are not. So basically, what are triggers? So in Salesforce, triggers are the Apex code that execute before or after a specific data manipulation event occurs on a record. So mainly we have six type of events in sales, six type of triggers we have events in trigger. The three will be before and three after. So we have before insert, before update, before delete, after insert, after update, after delete. So we have six type of events which triggers supports. Then these events can include an insertion, update, or deletion of the records. And the triggers are specifically designed to help the developers to perform custom actions or the business logic when certain events happen in the system. Overall, triggers they provide the powerful capabilities of customizing Salesforce behavior, and it allows the business to tailor the platform to their unique needs. So using it within triggers, we will be going to write the Apex code. We have to find, there are some key points actually which we need to understand about the triggers in Salesforce. The first is the event type. As I told you about, we have six events, then the trigger context variables, then the execution of the triggers and objects, the use cases, and the Apex code. And all these we are going to cover up in this training. So, but for the today's session, for the today's presentation, I'm going to take a small example of a trigger. I'll show you practically that how do we create a trigger and how do we run a trigger, how do we test a trigger. So in order to do that, as you can see, I already got my Salesforce platform. This is my Salesforce environment. And in this Salesforce environment, I'm having one application called a standard application. There's a standard application called sales application. There's a sales application. And in this sales application, there's a contact object. So my business requirement is that whenever we create a new contact object, I just wanted to make sure that the phone field cannot be left blank. So I would like to validate the phone field of a contact object by using triggers. So let's see how do we do that. Now, in order to create triggers, we can use various platforms. Either we can use the developer console, or we can use Visual Studio Code, or we can use Code Builder also. Any one of them we can use. So in the regular sessions, in the training part, I will explain you all the three different compilers we'll be going to use, the three editors we are going to use. But right now, I'm going to use developer console here. And in order to use a developer console, I click on the gear icon, and we use developer console. I open developer console, and just for the ease my work, what I did, I copy this URL and paste it here. So I just paste it in the same tab. Now that's the, so this is like my developer console opens here, and now I'm going to create a trigger. I'm going to create a Apex trigger. So how do I create an Apex trigger? File, new, and I'm going to create an Apex trigger here. So I click on Apex trigger, trigger name, let's say uh, contact phone validate trigger. That's the name of the trigger. You can put any name. And the object here I'm going to select here is the contact object, because we would like to map this trigger, or we would like to connect this trigger with our contact object. So I select contact and click on submit. So this is the trigger syntax. Trigger is a keyword. This is the trigger name, on which object, object name, and that's the event. So right now I'm going to validate this before insert. So right now this trigger is going to execute whenever we insert a record, or before we. So before insert, basically before the record get inserted, this trigger get initiated. I would like to do one more thing, that before the record gets updated, because it may possible that we would like to it may possible that while we are not adding a new contact, but we might be editing the contact. So while adding a new record, or while updating a record, I would like to validate the phone field on a contact object. So I would like to execute this trigger on those two events. So now let's write the syntax for the trigger. So here in the curly brackets, within the curly brackets, we'll be going to write the block. We'll be going to complete our code. So the very first thing I'm going to do here is, because this trigger is going to execute on an object. So basically, we need to fetch the record detail on which we are going to run this trigger. So in order to fetch the data, in order to fetch the record and store that record into a variable, so therefore I declare I'm going to create an instance. Let's say contact, and this is totally different, because this is you can see there's a syntactical difference. This is in small letters, and this we have in caps here. The C is capital and this is small. Or in order to understand, in order to make it more clear, let's make it con is equal to, I'm going to use trigger context variable. So trigger dot new and bracket 0. What does that mean? Trigger dot new means basically trigger is from the trigger is a keyword here. Trigger dot new is the context variable. We would like to fetch the new set of records, because either we add a new record or we update a record. We would like to validate the new value, the latest value, the new value we are going to insert, not the existing one. So therefore, I write here trigger dot new, and the 0 means the current record. And I just validate here. I'm going to write a if condition, that if con dot, now here I have to specify the field. So I just write con dot phone equal blank, or con dot phone equal null. I'm going to validate it. So I just want to throw an error message. So I just write here con dot phone dot add error, and I just write phone field is required. Phone field will be required. That's all we have to do. So that's a simple example of a trigger. We'll be going to discuss more complex triggers in the training sessions in our training. But this is a very small example I have prepared in order to explain you. Let me save all and let's validate this. So in order to validate this, let's try to add a new contact. And I just write here Mr. Peter Paul. And as you can see, I'm not adding any phone number. I try to save record, and you see it's showing me an error message, phone field will be required. This is for a new set of record. If I try to edit any existing record, let me try to edit an existing record, and there is no phone number provided. If I try to save this record, you can see again it's an error message that the field is blank. So it's not possible to save this record without adding a value here. So that's how the trigger works. So this trigger, basically we added a trigger and we can run more complex code here. So whatever we are writing, that's an Apex, and we can write more complex code in the trigger. So in short, trigger helps us to write the complex code, and in order to perform the operations which is not doable by using the other by using the standard functionality. So that's why I mentioned here they are the essential part of the Salesforce platform and it enables the developers to extend the standard functionality to meet specific business requirements. So that's about this about the Guru Schools and the Salesforce development course we'll be offering. And we are offering, along with the free training, we are enrolling for IT training for the we'll be offering free certifications, interview supports, and the project support. To know more details about the training programs we'll be offering, you can visit our website www.guruschools.com, or you can drop an email to us on training@guruschools.com, or you can reach out on the given number. We have a LinkedIn page also. You can visit us on LinkedIn also. Thanks, everyone.